Welcome to episode 4 of LD Viop. Please don't cancel me P1D. I am joined here with one and only Viop. How are you, bud?
Pretty good. Just ate a powerful bowl consisting of approximately 1,700 calories, over 170 grams of protein, and 2,000 grams of vegetables. And then I drank a lemon Perrier full bottle right after. So I sorry if I burp about 20 times during this P1D, but I'm good.
All right, man. Glad to hear that.
How are you doing?
I woke up a champion today, so all is well.
Feels
And
great. Feels
feel,
great, doesn't it?
feels great to go to bed a champion. It feels good to wake up a champion. So,
Yeah.
we are going to recap Game 4 of the finals, and then you and I are going to do our award picks for this season, and then we are going to interview the one and only Thrill Hockey Zone.
Like OT with the big game winner fade away.
Fade away. All right, man. So give me your thoughts. You were in the booth again, rooting against my team. What did you think?
Well, sorry if I sounded a bit biased. I just want to see a good game. Even if I was cheering for those guys, I don't even like anyone on their team, so I don't know why it comes off that I'm biased against you guys. But I believe my intel was pretty good from the PD locker room that they were going to switch to two Warbirds, and for the most part, I thought it worked really well. Um, Pretty much all your goals came from like solo efforts. I think off some mistakes from them and they like Leafy just some solo efforts. And I think you scored the first one, right?
I did.
I I didn't even see the first goal because I looked away for a second, and then you just scored, and they wouldn't show the replay. So yeah, I thought the two Warbirds worked pretty well offensively and defensively for them. But I thought you guys in the second period played like one of your worst, like as bad as you can possibly play. But then third period, you pretty much you did amazing. Like you had the puck the whole time, gave them no odd man rushes at all, and then just got the game winner. So it was a good bounce back in that third period. That's pretty much all I got.
I think when I thought about it last night, I think I completely agree with your analysis. I think we came out knowing. Incomplete was a net, and we were talking to each other about approaching it the exact same way we would have seen them was a net. Just we wanted to play our possession game, control the pace, really try and focus on getting the first goal, and then dictating the game from there, which is exactly what we did. And every time we scored, they would answer back, and I really thought, like, of all 4 games, even including the first one, I actually thought that that was our worst overall performance as a team.
Mm-hmm.
I think we weren't really great defensively. I think if you ask CP, I think CP probably would want at least 2 of those goals back.
Yeah, those were tough. Like,
The, yeah, and we just didn't, we didn't play well. C&M didn't play. It really was just a sloppy game. Of all of the games for the whole series, and I think, most of their players hadn't even logged in for 10 days, so they
yeah,
weren't really practicing. We were all kind of out of it too. So, um, I'm really proud that we came back. I think we came back in the last 3 games. Like, and if you had told me that we would have had to come back to win 3 games in a row against C&M and their defense, I would say
mm-hmm.
there's no way we would have done it.
Yeah. Normally, if your goalie lets in some soft ones like that, it's a backbreaker. Like for us, it was, but you guys managed to come back and win. So that's
Well,
pretty good.
you
I felt
know,
like that second period, you guys were like you missed a bunch of passes, and then we're just like you couldn't really get possession the whole entire period. But
yeah,
then third
there
third period, you came back.
there was a lot of really easy missed passes, and I think there was some
Yeah,
frustration, and we kind of had a talk amongst each other, just going into the third to play with confidence and just play our game, and everybody kind of settled in. Um, Fortunately, most of us have been there quite a few times, so it wasn't like a nervous time. And really, I was really proud of CP because he knew he gave up some bad ones, but like he made some big saves when we needed him to make big saves. There were a couple of times that they got through and Zepp got through on a ball kill, and he read it right the whole way. So when we needed CP to step up, he did.
Yeah, he made a few key ones. Like if he could just stop letting in those, like, those goals are so bad. He'd be one of the better goalies, like, statistically, if he could just stop giving those up. But
Well,
what can you do?
and part of that too, we just had to remind him, like, just trust the defense. And it's a
Yeah.
hard thing to do, especially if you've played on teams. And I don't know his whole history, but if you played on teams, we had to have this talk with Weeze last season too. If you play on teams where your defense, you can't trust them, you end up, letting in short side goals that should never go in. So once we just said that, I think AP or Strike, I don't know who it was. One of them scored a goal up top that never should have went in. He really settled in right after that. I mean, he did a great job.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, none of those guys practiced it, like, played at all during, like, at all, like, for the whole playoffs, except for Strike. He played a little bit, and Zabe in the beer league. The rest of those guys never log in. I hope they don't all retire. That would suck. And I hope you
Yeah,
don't retire either, like fucking Pipsqueak. You still love the game and want to play, so you don't retire.
I'm gonna be picking up the clipboard. Okay.
That's bullshit.
All right. So that kind of recaps it into the season. So
And then, yeah.
we are going to move into doing awards. So I will pick the category, and then I'll say the first or whoever the person is, and then you can say who you pick.
Okay.
So Coach of the Year for me is Mr. Master Viop. Creasers was a 6-8 team last season, and you guys moved to 12-3-1 this season, losing out by 1 point to the Nerd Crew for the President's Cup trophy. You landed Blue Goku, who had a MVP caliber season, and probably your biggest coaching impact move of the season was moving from a Warbird who dies all game into a stud Spider 4-man. So Viop, you are my Coach of the Year.
Okay, I appreciate that. I really don't do much coaching, like, to be honest, and I did think we had a really good season. Like, we lost 3 games in the regular season, 2 of them by 1 goal to you guys, and then we lost 5-3 to Puck Daddies. They scored, like, an empty netter at the end. But, like, this was one of our best teams we've had for sure. It has nothing to do with me. We just had, like, Blue Goku was amazing. Anytime we can get a player like him, like, even when we had, like, Navy Master and, like, Sika or Mr. Jack in the past, it really helps, like, bring the whole team together. So I thought we had a good season, and it's just really disappointing how it ended out. But thank you for that. I don't think I should get the award, but I appreciate. And then my Coach of the Year is I think I'm going to give it to Alastria because, first of all, he did some unprecedented things, like with his scouting reports and just, like, pulling the strings for that whole team throughout the whole playoffs. Who knows what he's doing over there? Like, they won't release anything from the locker room, but I don't know if there's ever been, like, a coach like that before in the league. They got off to a slow start in the regular season. I think they were 2-5 at one point, or 2-4, 2-3-1. They were at one point, and they finished the season really strong. And I know, just, like, coaching a bunch of those guys has to, like, it can't be easy, like trying to manage Pindy and some of those other schmucks. But so I'll get, and he didn't like he didn't play at all, so I'll give it to him for just really strong end to the season, making it all the way to the finals.
Okay. Moving on to Defender, I am going to go with Deej. Deej landed a role with the Toon Squad, and he's coming back after a really long time off. Early in the season, he was kind of struggling. He would find himself up by the net and taking slap shots. I think he was showing up to the game inebriated. And as he built some chemistry with our team in CP, like he really quickly became probably the best defender in the league. I mean, we gave up the least amount of goals of any team, and that was very much in large part because of him.
Yeah, I think his passing and like you said, calmness on the ball got way better as the season went on. So definitely a valid choice. I'm gonna give it to Kula Shaker because even though like Deej was great, first I'm not giving Creasers any of these awards because I just give them every single one. So like Deej was great, but Kula I think had a way tougher job, and he stopped like 20 plus goals on his own in that series. So great CR sitting. Obviously not a Kula's not a great passer and has syndrome sometimes, but in terms of like crease sitting defense, that was a great performance in the playoffs. So I'll give it to him, and I hope he doesn't retire either because he's been around for a long time.
Okay, goalie. I'm going to go with CNM. Surprise, surprise. He had the highest save percentage in the league in both regular and postseason. He had 3 times as many saves as CP in the finals and twice as many goalie steals. And I'm bringing that up for perspective. I mean, he was challenged basically the entire way, and he was the reason that the Puck Daddies even got to the dance. So big season for CNM.
Yeah, I'm giving it to CNM as well. I mean, 84 save percentage is definitely really good. It's not like incredible or anything, and I think he let in a bunch of softies in the playoffs, even though he made some great saves as well. And without him, they're screwed. But yeah, I'm giving it to CNM as well. No one else really challenged.
Okay, most improved. I am going to give it to Blue Goku. This might be a controversial pick, but if you looked at his results from last season to this season, it's night and day. He had 3 goals and 17 assists in season 32, and he had 26 goals and 33 assists in season 33. I mean, he was a candidate for potentially MVP or MOP, so he is my most improved player.
Wait, did you say he had 3 goals in season 32?
Yes.
What is that? 3 goals? Didn't he play the whole season as striker?
I have no idea.
Wow. Yeah, Blue. I think you would say like playing on our team, he playing with a lot of unselfish guys, and it allowed his all around game to flourish. He was amazing for us, honestly. So I think that's a good pick. But he should be ashamed. 414 minutes, 3 goals. What is that? Wow.
Wow,
PJ,
roasting the guy since he's leaving you.
I just can't believe that's possible. But yeah, he had a great season for us. One of the best additions we've ever had into Creasers. But my pick is going to go to Bacon, even though he's new, so he doesn't really have much to improve on. I think it was just really like impressive how just what he did. I'm just checking, trying to get the stats. Yeah, 32 goals and 35 assists in your rookie season, coming just straight out of the beer league. And Lizards almost made the playoffs, so I'm giving him most improved because he got a lot better really fast. But he better start playing again and getting more active because getting a little rusty. So got to get back on the pitch and start training for next season right away.
All right. Most outstanding. I would pick UKM, Thrill, or Leaf. I can't really pick one over the other. All 3 had absolutely monster seasons statistically, and they all bring different things to the game. So any one of them could be MOP in my eyes.
Yeah, so I could give any of you guys like any of these awards. So I'm kind of staying away from the nerd crew on these picks. All of you guys played really well. I think you had like 50 something assists, which is pretty incredible. But we're doing this is most outstanding. I'm giving it to another lizard. I'm giving it to Jowrix because people shit on him all the time and call him a syndrome striker. But he kept the turnovers down this season, kept it under 30% turnovers, and then he had 26 goals, 35 assists, playing with mostly new players. So, and he was like a leader for that team as well. He was there every game, putting up points. So give it to Jowricks.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah, you got a problem with that? What are your thoughts on Jowricks as a player and person?
I think that's a great pick, and I'm happy you did it.
All right.
Okay, MVP. I'm going with CNM. As I stated before, he hard carried that team this season. It was really impressive to watch his goalie skills after, I nerfed the shit out of the goalies. I mean, it just goes to show, like, his fundamentals are just so far superior to everybody else. It didn't make a massive difference for him.
Shout out King, though, with the 78 save percentage. That's legit.
Yeah, that's great.
But yeah. So yeah, that's a good pick for MVP. I'm throwing another curveball here. I'm going to go with the fat Chinese striker Flu from Shorthanded with 20 goals, 31 assists, and Kai scored a bunch of goals too, but they didn't really have anyone else, so he was leading the offense the whole season and pretty much running the show for them. I think he was 5th in the league in puck carries, and just without him, they're not really a threat and kind of a mess. So I'm going to give it to the fat Chinese here.
Wow. Okay. And last one is playoff MVP. I'm going to go with Leafy. He had a really big postseason. He scored a lot of timely goals. He had his biggest moments when the Toon Squad needed him the most. So I'm giving the playoff MVP to Leaf.
Yeah, he got those solo goals yesterday out of nowhere. Those were huge. Can't say I was happy about it in real life, but I'll give him credit for making some huge plays. So my playoff MVP is CNM, because probably if any other keeper is in net, you guys just mercy them or just destroy them. So
you're giving the playoff MVP to a team that lost?
Yes, I am.
What the hell was that?
I'm just trying to avoid giving anything to the nerd crew here, because
so you admit that you're biased.
I could give any of you guys playoff MVP, okay? But if I did have to give it to one person, I'd probably give it to you, just for overall impact. And I think you turned the puck over like 10% of the time. But all you guys had low turnovers, so I don't know. I'm giving it to CNM because without him, those guys are done. Even though CNM kind of choked yesterday, but giving it to him.
Okay, that's
all right.
That's slimy, but that's okay. All right, we're adding one award here, and then we will get to our interview with Psycho T. We are going to do Scumbag of the Season. And my Scumbag of the Season is going to be African Panda, because he almost blew up the Gold Diggers on purpose. He was trying to recruit Maelstrom, knowing that it was just like dropping a bomb in the locker room, and then he just beat everybody to the door to join Puck Daddies. And then once he got on Puck Daddies, he informed everybody after every win that, they haven't lost since he showed up. Like, he was the reason they were not losing. And then you get to the postseason when the cream rises to the top, and he goes AWOL, threatens to quit, leaves Discord, won't face the media, just general tomfuckery. So he's my Scumbag of the Season.
That's a great pick. Didn't he leave, though, because someone, wasn't it Seaman who brought up Maelstrom and Panda quit? I don't know, but that's a great pick. He's a huge scumbag. All really right across the season on multiple occasions. But mine is actually going to be Doobie, because with him, Admirals had a great shot of winning some games. And, they lost 3 games by a goal or 2, and then he just quit on them. So that was disappointing to see. So I'm going to give it to one of my nemesis here, Doobie, for the Scumbag of the Year. There are a lot of candidates, so some of you guys are getting off pretty easy here, but giving it to Doobie.
Okay. All right, man. We'll wrap this portion up, and we'll bring Psycho T in. All right. We are now joined by Psycho T. Jared, welcome to the program.
Welcome, Psycho T.
Thanks for having me. I'm excited to be on the pod with two of my favorite hockey zoners. What's going on?
Thank
So, walk us through your season on the Toon Squad. Give us your thoughts, highs, lows. Tell us about it.
Well, obviously we won the cup last season, so we kind of stayed together with the core with like the big four, right? Which is me, you, Londror, Fleefy, and you kill me, and we basically expected to do the same thing, right? So there weren't really a whole lot of surprises. We replaced Wheeze with Praise Penguin, and there was an adjustment period for that. But I mean, the season as a whole went well. Um, I think that we were smashing people like the first half of the season, and then after the break, we kind of were a lot worse. But just our chemistry and being a little bit better than everybody else just helped us kind of pull through and get the cup that we all expected we would get.
How do you think you played personally this season?
I actually don't think that I played extremely well, but I still think that I was, still played at a pretty high level just because, I mean, that's just kind of where I'm at, right? But I don't think that hardly any of us actually played as well as we did last season, like, especially as a team, but I think there is less motivation, I mean, I still had, 60 points and, still played well, but probably not quite as smooth as some other seasons for sure.
Nice. And you have any comments on how did Puck Daddies? You think they put up a good fight, or do you feel like that was an easy series?
It's interesting because the way that our styles matched up always created for some of those games where you're like, okay, the way they're going to win is on these odd man rushes or these kind of soft goals out of the blue. So there's always the potential that a goal is going to get snuck in somehow and we'll have to come back, which I think happened in basically like every game of the series almost.
Yeah.
But aside from that, especially as the series went on, I kind of feel like it felt like they were kind of expecting to lose. And kind of as the series went on, even when the scores were close, it just felt like, I don't know, I felt like they were kind of already defeated mentally.
What
good
would you
attitude to have?
What would you say was the low moment for Toon Squad this season?
The low moments. And I think that there was a brief period of, well, it's got to be losing to David Seaman, right? If this is a fucking low moment of anybody's life. But yeah, we had that really long break, and then we came back, and I think nobody was motivated to play at all because people kept postponing against us, right? And we had long stretches without any games, so there's some motivation problems there.
Yeah. So it's great to see that you're already captaining a team for next season. Would it be possible for you to go over everyone on your recruiting list right now?
I mean, I guess I can. I mean, I don't know if people prefer for stuff like this to be taken out, talked about privately, but of course I'm going to try to get Zabi. I've played with him a lot in the past, and
It's a Violence fan favorite.
Yeah. Well, I really like two-way players, obviously. I mean, I hate people who are one-dimensional. So I usually just try to get people who are solid on both ends who are willing to kind of pass around. So Zabi, I asked Murd, but I guess he said that you locked him down already. So I'll have to find somewhere else to go.
Sorry, he chose Racers, but he's CR for life.
There's a couple of old goat milk guys I might try to bring back into the fold. Kazi, I'll probably ask. I don't know how that'll work out.
Do you have a line to jaywalking?
I do not have a line to jaywalking, but I have some ideas for some people that I think can fit the slot of perennial underachiever that I might slot in his place.
Will you be recruiting Raka?
I will not be recruiting Raka. I'm going to try to keep the roster completely free of pieces of shit if possible.
Will you be recruiting 7-year itch?
It's possible. It's not impossible, but I'll say, like, I have this recruiting list, right?
So reveal the list. You revealed 2 names.
The problem with the list is, like, it's basically a list of all defenders and midfielders. Like, because none of the forwards are just very good right now, right? Except for, you know, a select few people that are mostly already on teams.
You can carry them.
Yeah, I mean, that's the plan. I mean,
Yep.
Carrying is a little hard in Hockey Zone if you're not goalie, but I mean, not hard to carry a team to reasonable success, but carry it to a cup, you know.
Yeah. All right, so you're just giving us 2 names here. Is Singer on the list?
Not
having
at
you
the
on the
moment.
pod. We're having you on
Although
the
I have
B1B.
thought about reaching out to Bacon and seeing how committed he is to Lizard Striker.
Let's just say this: who do you
Trying to
think?
break up the list.
Who do you think we would find the most shocking person on the list?
The most shocking person on the list.
Yes.
The most shocking person on the list. You know, I'm not really a guy that recruits that kind of player, but probably the most
Maelstrom?
shocking would be. He's not on the list, but you know, I don't know.
You're a fan.
I'm not crossing off any options, but probably the most shocking name or most, I don't know, heel-like name you'd find on the list is maybe Aceto. He played on Goat Milk last time. So
Wow.
I don't know. I'm not sure. You know, we'll see where it goes. I mean, I have to see how the roster fills up. But that's kind of that balance, right? Because you have names in your head that if certain of them say no or certain of them say yes, it kind of changes.
So last time you guys lost to us in the finals, and like your supporting cast like Aceto and CMD and Meritrix, they kind of disappointed in the finals. They didn't really step up. But you're willing to give it another shot with them.
I felt like we had a reasonable chance in that series, but all those guys had never really played in the finals before, and they kind of shit the bed. I like CM Gross too, but especially CM Gross, he was so nervous.
Had diarrhea.
Yeah, and he's like, I don't know. Yeah, they were nervous, and it was one of those things, right, where it's kind of unfortunate, but everybody has to get that experience, right? And I think that CM Gross and NC Vinyl both had some more finals appearances after that and didn't look quite as bad. So I think the experience really helped them out.
CMD quietly had a pretty good season this year, but it seems like you're willing to break apart other teams to retrieve your ideal roster here. Is that true?
I'm willing to take a player or two from established teams to form another competitive team in the league. Yes, I don't think that other people should have a problem with that. I guess we'll see. You know, but I mean, I'm not trying to fold any teams, but I'm absolutely willing to take a player or two from here or there to kind of, you know, increase the parity in the league and get, you know, a reasonable lineup going.
All right. Well, Pete, we're going to move.
One more. I just want to say that poaching from Admirals is questionable, but I agree with you that you should be able to take a player or two from each team. And
the guy's not even fucking European. Get the fuck out of here.
Aceto?
Okay.
Oh, yeah, Aceto is European.
Well,
like I said, he's kind of... I haven't even figured if I'm going to ask him yet or not. He was just on Goat Milk before, so it's a possibility, right?
So if Psycho T poaches any of your guys' players, do not cry about it. Anyone can join whoever they want.
Hey, people have been talking about parity forever, right? And that's people always talk about traditional and not draft. It's a two-edged sword, right? It's free choice. I can ask whoever the fuck I want, and they decide. You can't be mad if they decide they want to join my fucking team over yours, right?
You could give Gatto a starting spot. And sorry, one more question. Do you plan for King to be between the pipes or out there as a syndrome defender or midfielder?
The option is there for all three. He told me he's willing to be a syndrome player at any of those positions, but I think the preliminary plan is for Weeze to goalie, and he'll be a syndrome, probably a defender, depending on who we get. But
Okay. Sorry, Lon. You can
Hey.
get us
Hey,
going.
thanks for letting me back in. We're going to do the rapid fire questions. So, Thrill, please just don't spend any time thinking. Just try to answer with a reaction. And we didn't plan any questions, so I'll kick it off, and then Viop will go, and we'll just see how this goes. Are you ready?
Oh, I'm ready.
Okay. Favorite hockey zoner you've ever played with?
Laundry.
What a setup.
Do you cuddle your goats?
I have occasionally, yes.
Most underachieving team you've ever played on?
The draft season that we had Rage and all of you guys, and we were supposed to win, and we got knocked out in the first round. Bullshit. But,
Is there any hockey zoner you would want to have a fist fight with, like punch right in the face if you could?
I would definitely punch Slarty Bart Faster Xenocidal in
No,
the face.
current players.
Current players?
If
I
you
mean,
don't
I think
have
everybody would enjoy punching somebody like Boogeyman, just to, like if you were getting a free punch,
Okay, great.
Worst hockey zoner you've ever played with?
Wow, I feel like that's the setup. I mean, I've played with I feel like the answer you're setting me up for is jaywalking, but I've played with lots of shitters on phasers over the years.
So who are you picking?
Fuck. Probably some loser named Miyagi. I don't know.
Who was that guy again?
Just some laggy guy that played on phasers in the
Was
early
he Brazilian?
I can't really think of any. If I'm picking the absolute, actually, I have a redaction. The worst I played with was the Red Raven.
Yeah, Syndrome Keeper. Fuck, I had a. Oh yeah. What would you max out on push-ups right now? Like one set to failure. What would you max out at?
Oh man, I haven't done push-ups in a while, but I could definitely do at least 15 to 20. I would say.
Okay, that a boy.
15 to 20?
Yeah.
I thought you were gonna say like 80 or something.
Well, like I said, I'm being realistic. I haven't done push-ups. I can't remember last time I did a push-up. Right?
Yeah.
Okay, next question. Where do you have Violence in the current Warbird power rankings?
Just
probably a lot higher than most people. I think that he's a lot better at Spider.
Let's hear it. You got to rank him.
Just remember when we played together, it was great for you.
Current rankings.
Great for me. And it's hard to rank because I have to rank other people, right? It's hard to do that very quickly.
What does your gut tell you?
I mean, I would say top 10 at least.
Jesus.
I have no time to go.
No, that's okay. Violence, you're up, buddy.
Where would you put Violence in the Spider rankings?
Much, much higher. I think if you played a full Spider season, I mean, top 5 for sure. Jeez. I mean, it's one of those things where I don't know who's playing Spider, right? But probably top 3 too. But I mean, yeah, like I think if all 3 of us played Spider, probably me, you, and Pete would probably be You Kill Me would be
okay. Last round of questions. Where does Goat Milk finish next season?
Man, we're definitely finishing at least 1 to 3. I don't fucking play around with that shit.
And my last question is, can you just repeat your quote about I forget what you said was soothing, but I can't find it anywhere, and I've been thinking about it, and it was one of the funniest things I've ever read. So can you just go over that quote?
You're talking about, I think it's actually in Pete's forum signature. Is it a quote from the forum?
I think so.
It was that was kind of, I don't know if you could say that was a meme. That was actually like a quote from a show, Dexter.
Oh, I thought it was your quote.
No, that's something I took from Dexter, and it was just like a funny kind of thing, and then people took it all seriously. And I actually think it's in Pete's forum signature. Maybe I can find it.
Something about something is soothing.
Analyzing is soothing.
Oh,
It's
yeah.
like analyzing things.
Yeah.
All right. Psycho T, thank you for joining the pod. Thank you, everybody else, for listening, and we will catch you next time.
Congrats on getting on your fadeaway game winner, Psycho T. Great stuff. See you on the pitch.
All right, thanks, guys.